bored of getting killed by meta weapons? Sit down, because it's about to get a whole lot worse. Hey guys, Major Kid here, back with more Black Ops Cold War content. And today, we're going to be doing something completely different than we have ever done on this channel. And this is just a conversation between you and I. Doesn't matter. So, as of right now, it is 7 in the morning, and serious leaks started coming out. Obviously, the game releases in just a few short hours. That's bound to happen. But something that I was extremely afraid whenever I did my review on the beta, which that video is somewhere on the channel, it was the fact that it had a very strong attachment meta. So strong, in fact, that you will get punished for not using set attachments. It really reduces the level of creativity all the way down to zero. Another piece of information is that this is not my video. This was actually published by a YouTuber named Airborne. I'll be leaving a link to his channel down in the description. That way you can go check him out and give him a follow. But yeah, so we're just going to be high-speed scrubbing through this whole thing, We just want to go one by one. So let's start. These are actually going to be all the attachments for all the tactical rifles. This is a full build of the game. Starting off, they did add more sights, which I'm extremely happy about because sights are something that is pure preference. I personally do not use sights. I use iron sights, but it's pure preference. You can't go wrong there. You can add 100 sights. I don't think anybody will ever complain. So let's just get down to business. Where is it? Right here. And I just want to start off with the barrels because this is something that's very important because barrels really do change the way the entire game performs. And starting off with a 16.3 rapid fire barrel, this will give us 14% fire rate with no cons whatsoever. If we go down, okay. Oh, I was over here. Perfect. So if we go down, let's back it up a little bit. We get the 15.9 cavalry barrel, and that's going to give us 250% damage boost towards vehicles. This is pointless. This doesn't need to be here at all. I don't see a reason why anybody in their right mind would ever use that. But yeah. Then we get the 15.9 strike team barrel. This is going to give us 14% more damage and then an 18% fire rate. This is actually a bigger boost than the 16.3 rapid fire barrel. It does come with a couple cons, that is 10% more idle sway and then 25% less effective damage range. But it's a pretty good solid option when it comes to close quarter maps. At least for most cases, damage range is not really an option. The problem starts when you start to get to the 16.3 barrel. This has 22% fire rate, and then it has the exact same 25% effective damage range. The problem is, and something that I haven't said yet, is that it doesn't matter how much rapid fire you get because it will only apply to the burst. It's going to do nothing for your burst delay, meaning that if you have a burst and then a 200 millisecond delay and then a burst, you put rapid fire on, it's going to be a burst, 200 milliseconds, and then another burst. What's affecting is how tight those three bullets are clumped together. This could be as of massive help at longer ranges as you have a moving target. And it's important that you land all three shots on them to secure that kill, or 4 shots or 5 shots, however much it is. But for most situations, you don't need to put rapid fire on a burst weapon. It doesn't make sense. So with that being said, now the 16.3 rapid fire barrel, the one right here, doesn't do anything. The cavalry lancer doesn't do anything. The strike team doesn't do anything. Actually, it does because it does increase your damage. So that is a plus. And then 60.3, same thing. It does nothing. It's just doesn't exist. Now this is our first actually purposeful barrel, and that would be the 25.5, and that would be the 20.5 match grade barrel. This gives us 100% effective damage range with a 5% hit to our sprinting moving speed. that's negligible, especially when you're talking about an F16. You're not really gonna be, super aggressive with it. You're gonna be normal, CQB sometimes, nothing crazy. You're not gonna be pushing every single time. Um, but with this barrel, that does extend the range by 100%, and that's something that is very good, especially with this weapon, because you can get a one per skill up to 50.2 meters, if I remember correctly, from my DMR loadout series that I did some time ago, and it's a pretty good option. Like, there's nothing wrong I can say. So technically, you have all the three rapid fire barrels, and none of them do anything except for the strike team that does give you a damage boost, and then 100% effective damage range. And then you get to the last barrel, which is the one that makes absolutely no sense. I know you guys can't read this because the webcam is blocking it, which actually, you know what? Let's make it smaller. Oh no, I'm getting smaller. Sorry about that. So this one is going to give you the 14% damage boost that the strike team barrel is giving you. And instead of giving you rapid fire, it's actually going to give you 50% more effective damage range, which is somewhere of a happy medium between no damage range and then 100% from the match grade. Also, it's going to increase the bullet velocity. That means that when you do pull that trigger, those bullets are going to be traveling a lot faster, 50% faster, towards our target. Meaning that if they are moving, the probability of you connecting those shots just got 50% better. There is one huge downfall with this barrel, and that is the 20% vertical recoil control and then the 50% horizontal recoil control. This barrel, as of right now, even though it has some pretty heavy cons that we're going to talk about later, it makes sense. Like, straight up, it makes sense. Like, it's just, you look at everything that's available here, and this is just like, there's no contest. And this is something that I talked about in the beginning, back when I did my review of the beta, and it's my greatest fear. Like, you have no options. It's the illusion of options. Treyarch is telling you, hey, here are all the cards. Pick one, pick any card. At the end of the day, they're all the same cards. Well, actually, now they're not all the same cards. Only one card, it's real, So, I'm going to pull up my word, right? Boom. Let's bring that in, right? And we're just going to copy and paste everything that's here. 14 damage. 50. Ooh. Why did I put effective range? I should have just done range. Ooh, effective range. And let's just call this B velocity. Then on the negative side, we have, because this is important for us to note this. So we have 20 vertical and then 15 horizontal. Ooh. Look at my typing skills, they're coming out. And let's hide that. So we have those stats already saved on Word. Now I want to go back to another attachment that you're most likely going to put in your weapon, and that's going to be the muscles. Muscle. First, it's going to give us 10% vertical recoil. Again, pretty good. Nothing bad to say there. Flash guard is going to give us 10% muscle flash concealment. What this means is that you do have technically a ping on the map of when you show up, and with a 10% muscle concealment, what the 10% muscle flash concealment means is that ping is gonna go away 10% faster. That's all that means. Then we're gonna move on to a silencer. The silencer gives us 100% muscle concealment, meaning that we never pop up no matter what, and it does reduce 15% bullet velocity, which means that as of right now, you can actually apply this to the barrel that we already picked, which is the very last one. And that bullet velocity here wouldn't even be that big of a deal because you already have 50% extra. So it will be more like a 35% boost instead of a 50. And then we're going to move on to the infantry compensator. Now this one gives us 25% vertical recoil control. And then it takes away 10% horizontal recoil control. And then let's move it back because we dismissed some of that. And then this is another great one, the SOCOM Eliminator. You get 85% muscle flash concealment, which is, again, another great thing because that means that you're only going to be popping on the map, and then it's going to be 85%. It's going to just, the red dot is going to just disintegrate, which is amazing. It's definitely not as good as not popping up at all, but it's still pretty good. But it does give us 17% vertical recoil. It does take off 10% shooting movement speed and does take 10% of our horizontal. And then we get to the agency silencer. 100% muzzle flash concealment, 50% vertical recoil, and then 30% bullet velocity. If we bring our word back, right, and we add this stats to this, that means that we get 14% more damage. We already know that. 50% effective range is the same. 50 minus 30. We're still getting 20% bullet velocity, no matter which way you slice it. And then the vertical recoil goes from 20 to 15. Starting to look pretty good. Moving on past the barrels, all the way down to the body. We're just going to skip right over all of that. And we're going to go right here to the foregrips. First one, 30% horizontal recoil. Looks like a great choice. The infiltrator is going to give us 5% movement speed, 5% shooting move speed, and then 5% aiming walking movement speed. I don't see the point. 6% sprinting move speed. I don't need to sprint faster. 40% melee quickness. Dumb. Are you boys seeing this? Because I sure am. I'm seeing literally an attachment that gives me 10% vertical recoil control and 40% horizontal recoil control with 16% negative shooting movement speed, meaning you're strafing. You're using a DMR. Strafing is not really that important, you know? Especially because you're not moving within the gunfight. You're actually moving, pulling out, clipping, and then putting it away. But okay. And then sprinting movement speed with horizontal recoil. So we're going to go for the field agent upgrade. Again, bringing our word back and adding these. I grabbed the whole thing. My bad. Bringing the word back and adding these new values. 10% vertical recoil. That's it. Because that was supposed to be 5%, right? Yeah, that was supposed to be 5%. That doesn't exist anymore. And then 40% horizontal recoil now turns into a positive, making it 20. %. 3 attachments. We got 2 more to go. After this, we're going to go to handles because it's the next best thing. Because you don't need max. That's actually kind of dumb. So when we go to handles, stop it right here. 10% aim down sight speed. Dope. Amazing. Quick draw grip. Love it. 50% flinch resistance. I'm not even going to talk about that because it's dumb. It's pretty good. 90% flinch resistance. So, okay. So, again, same problem. Field tape grip just completely obliterated the drop shot wrap. I would never take 50% flinch resistance with the ability to aim down sight while I'm prone over 90% flinch resistance. Like, it's just filler at this point. So 20% aim down sight time and 80% flinch resistance. The first one gives you 10%. That's the first thing. The first one gives us 10%. There's just no other way to cut it. And then the second one gives us 20%. So you can scratch that off. This one gives us 50. This one gives us 90 flinch resistant. This one gives us 80. Not even a perfect middle, just better because you are getting that flinch resistance and you're getting the aim down sight time. So these three, they don't exist. The Serpent Wrap does give us 25% aim down sight time. This is a tinier boost, and I do see some people going for this, because ADS, it's a really, really big deal. And it does hurt our sprint out time too. But it's okay, we can fix that. See the last one. You're reading that right, ladies and gentlemen. You're reading that right. So we have 10% aim down sight time, 20% aim down sight time, 15% aim down sight time, and then 30% aim down sight time. Then we have 50% flinch resistance, 90% flinch resistance, 80% flinch resistance, and 90% flinch resistance. Again, this is the best thing ever. So if we take the exact same barrel again, I mean, if we take word out again and do the exact same thing that we've been doing this whole time, which is subtracting and adding these percentages to our pros and cons list, we get 30% aimed on sight time. I'm just gonna read it to ADS. 90% flinch resistance. Aiming while prone, I'm not even gonna bother. And then for the negative side, because we just got some new cons, because we already got rid of everything else, and that's gonna be shooting, move speed. I don't care anymore. It's way too early. Sprint out. No, I do care. I'm gonna fix it. Because it bothers me. My OCD. It's a really big deal. I'm gonna take that away. We have 4 attachments done so far. We have 1 more left. Going down to the handles, to the stocks, sorry. We have, what was that? 65% aiming, walking, movement speed. So that's just like walking speed. That's just so weird. It's so weird how they're naming things. 10% sprint to fire speed. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good attachment. I'll keep that one in mind. 5% slide speed. That's also pretty good. With no cons, either of them. Okay, we're starting to get some variety, some flavors. You know? Buffer tube. Sprint to fire, 30%. Okay, so the wire stock no longer exists. Got it. 50% hip fire accuracy. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. If you are hip firing an M16, you're in danger. You're in big trouble, dude. You're too far gone. If you need to hip fire either a DMR or an M16. I'm not saying that you can. I'm just saying that that at that point your laser sight ain't gonna help you. I'm just letting you know that. At that point it's just pure luck. Shooting move speed, so that's strafing speed. Aiming walk movement speed, so that's walking speed. Again, doesn't make sense. See the last one. Am I crazy? Am I reading these things correctly? Because this is a 30% sprint out speed and 40% strafing speed. Like, this just annihilated every single other attachment, even the buffer tube. The buffer tube only had 30% sprint out. With hip fire accuracy, okay, got it. So, again, let's bring this out. Oh no, sorry, that's aim walking movement speed, not aim walking movement speed, yes. So that's strafing. Yeah, that is strafing. Dude, I swear to you, the way they're wording these things confuses the crap out of me. So 15% sprint out, we can take that right out, and then we're just gonna go over here. 30%, no, sorry, not 30%, it's gonna be 15. Because they negate each other, and this one actually gives us 15% to our sprint out. Perfect. 50% shooting movement speed, we gotta keep that, but we do have 40% added to our strafing speed. So that means that when we're strafing, just aiming, we're gonna move 40% faster than our normal, and then when we start shooting, we're gonna go to negative 15 than our normal. Weird, I know, but let's move that down. And then let's take that out. So this is our final stat sheet. Like, we are gonna get an M16 that has 14% more damage, 50% more range, 20% more bullet velocity, 20% more horizontal recoil control, which is amazing because remember, humans are vertical creatures. So I'd rather have more vertical recoil than horizontal. Plus, horizontal is also harder to control. A 30% faster aim down sight speed, 90% less flinch, 15% sprint out, and then 40% strafing speed. That's my problem right there. You can go to this video, because I'm gonna leave the link to the video down below, and just look at every single attachment for any other weapons, and you'll clearly start to see the winners. So what's gonna happen this year is that we're in for a very, 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 very strict year, meaning that every single year we have our meta weapons. You know, the Brecci from Black Ops 3, the BAR from World War II. What's another good one? ACR from Modern Warfare 2. Give me another card, another card, another card. Black Ops 4, the Swordfish. The SOG 9mm was actually amazing in that game too. So yeah, so every single year we have our meta weapons, and that's perfectly fine. But this year, not only are we going to have our meta weapons, we're going to have our meta weapons with meta attachments. It's potentially going up against people with the exact same weapons and the exact same attachments. And I don't know how I feel about that. That's boring, man. That kills creativity. Like, and that's all I have to say. This is a very strong meta. Very, 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 very strong meta. I don't see how you can break the mold here. I don't see it. Like, going off numbers alone, mind you, I don't have access to the full game. Going off numbers alone, there's just nothing. And that's all I have for you today. Just, food for thought. Just frustration. Just seeing the events of the day, and I'm not liking what I see. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. And a like rating is always appreciated. Also, follow me over on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm Major Cade, and I thank you for watching.